everybody. So I'm Sophie and I'm going to be talking about keeping children healthy and how to prevent them from getting illnesses that can be very dangerous at their age. So have you ever had a child or been around a child who has gotten extremely sick, especially during this time of year? Well, I work in a daycare, and so I've seen just about anything and everything, and I've learned how to keep young children healthy and safe during this time of year especially. So I'm going to be kind of giving some tips and tricks on what I've learned works well for preventing illnesses or helping a child return to their healthy state after contracting a very serious illness. So some of the most common illnesses that I've seen specifically in my daycare are respiratory syncytial virus, pneumonia, and influenza. So one thing that all three of these illnesses have in common is they all affect the lungs. And when babies are born, their lungs are very small and very weak. RSV especially is one that it causes irritation and inflammation in their lungs, which then causes the little air sacs in there to fill up with fluid, and it's not good for these babies. They don't want to be held on their backs. They don't want to feel like they have anything restricting them from breathing, which also means that they don't want to eat. When they're eating, they are having a bottle in their mouth and feel like they have no other way to breathe because their nose is congested. Their whole respiratory system is messed up. So when they're not eating, they're not getting their correct nutrition that they need, and that causes more complications. So although things like the flu can be not so bad for us, it can be very serious for children under the age of 5. RSV has hospitalized about 60,000 kids in the past year, only between the ages of 1 and 3. It's also killed about anywhere between 100 and 300 children between the ages of newborn and 5 in the past year. So ways to prevent children from getting sick is just no kissing. I know you want to kiss their cute little hands, their cute little feet, but as soon as you do that, those children are going and sticking their hands in their mouth, sticking their feet in their mouth, touching their feet, then touching their hands to their mouth, which is spreading germs rapidly. And our germs are going to affect a baby a lot worse than our germs would affect us. So also, if you work in a daycare and a child comes down with some illness like one of these, sanitize everything. Sanitize their cribs, their toys, any machines, bottle warmers, anything, passies, bottles. Sanitize it all. That will help a little bit with keeping the illness out of your daycare and preventing other children from getting it. So if your child is in a daycare, if you hear that a child in that daycare has one of these illnesses or any other illness, keep your child away from the daycare. If you do not want your child getting sick, it is the best to keep them away from other illnesses. It sounds crazy, but it helps in the long run from not spreading germs. So treating it after it's diagnosed, it can be hard. It can be different for every single illness. Just making sure that everything around these children is germ-free and that you are not doing anything to give them more germs, which just makes them more susceptible to anything when their immune system is already weakened, is the best thing that you could possibly do. Keeping up with meds that this children is given by a doctor is very, very important too. If your kid is come down with a sickness, don't rush them back to getting into daycare. Don't rush them back to getting into school. Don't rush them back to anything. They have to take a lot more time to get themselves back to their healthy state than us as adults do. So just take the time they need, the recommended time for medicines, rest. But in conclusion, I hope that this speech was able to inform you of how to prevent your child from getting sick or how to help them when they are sick.